4th of July, everybody. Happy Friday, happy birthday, and we need to celebrate it.
Woo.
We do live in a great country, and we got to keep going forward. Also, this is a great weekend for me because my firstborn child was born this weekend. She is not here with us this week. Say happy birthday, Aunt Victoria. I know she's not watching because she's driving, but it is her birthday, and I'm thrilled. And also, it's my sweetie who's having a big birthday, and she was expecting a party and for me to come in and everything, visit New York, but with everything with the virus right now, we kind of had to. I don't mind. We're going to put a quick dessert together today, no baked dessert, and so we don't have to cook. The great thing about this, and we're going to be making a red, white, and blue tiramisu. So I'm sure you can figure out what the red, white, and the blue is. The berries, you know, all different colors, and the cream is the white. So when you put it all together, it's just a delicious, heavenly dessert. So this recipe is a little bit different than the tiramisu restaurant. This is not going to involve espresso or coffee or anything like that. So it's really quick and easy. Everybody's going to love it. So the first thing I'm going to do are my berries. And I went ahead and washed them all already.
Sorry, we keep having network issues.
Is it working?
Yeah, it just keeps cutting in and out, so I apologize.
So
hold on. Okay.
I picked blueberry, I picked raspberry and blackberries and strawberries. These are my favorite berries. I mean, of course, if you don't want any of these, if you want to switch, I'm trying to think what else you might. You could actually do like a fruit one. You could, put some peaches in there and tiramisu. You could do a lemon. These are endless. So what I'm going to put in this bowl now is I'm just going to dump. And these are just those quarts that you get in the store. I did go cooking with my husband a few weeks ago. We had a great time. So we're going to put those in there. And some people don't like raspberries because they have like that little bit of a tangy taste. But I love. I'm just going to mix these around. And what I'm adding is a 1/4 cup of sugar, because sugar will help to break down these berries and bring out their natural juices. And then I'm going to add in some amaretto. Amaretto is an almond. It's my favorite. I love anything almond. So I kind of going to eyeball this. I'm not absolutely sure how much I'm going to put in. I'm going to just kind of get it so that the berries are covered in here with the flavor. The star of this dish is the berries. So we don't want to take away with them with too much liquor. It would be orange juice, because it would be sweet and yet fruity flavored, and it would not take away from the berries. So juice would be my alternative recommendation. So I'm going to let these sit, because the longer they sit, they start to break down. Natural juices will start to come into the bottom of this bowl for a little bit later. Oh, I got it. Okay, so while the berries are, the correct term for it is called macerate. So that's what's happening there. It's breaking down and the natural juices are coming. So what I have in here is my mixing bowl. And yes, I did get it out of the refrigerator because it's always great to whip up heavy cream in a chilled. So I'm just going to connect this on here. And then I'm going to get out the 2 ingredients that are the main things that you will need. This is mascarpone cream. Not quite as tangy as cream cheese. It has a very mild flavor. We've used it in other things here in recipes. And you can actually put this in savory dishes as well. Vegetables with pasta, make like a cream sauce with it. You could put it into lasagna if you wanted to, baked ziti, manicotti, stuffed shells. I mean, it's used for everything. And it's also one. So this is a 16-ounce container. I know I've seen them in the grocery stores where I think they're 8-ounce. So you would need 2 of these. Find in a regular grocery store, you'd have to go to like a specialty shop. But honestly, I see them all over now. So it'll be no problem. Again, just take that off the sides there. And it's very soft. It's a very soft cheese. It's cream. You can get rid of that. Here now. Now I'm going to whip it around a little bit to soften it even more. And while that's going, I'm going to put in and this also I'm going to eyeball. I was making this tiramisu for the restaurant. We were numbers in there, and we would be doing some more things to it. So this isn't my traditional tiramisu, but this is actually my recipe here because I did a lot of playing around this week and one. All right, so I've eyeballed it. I'm going to say probably 1/4 cup. I'm going to go. And also while that's going, steam even a little bit more now so it's really nice and soft. And I'm going to shut this off and I'm going to scrape down my sides just to make sure all the liqueur is. And next I'm going to put in 1 quart of heavy whipping cream. I'm going to put my beater on low while this is going and let it steadily pour in. You know what happens when you put all this in there at one time. So I'm going to let this stream in, and it's incorporating with the toning. And while that's doing that, we're going to put one more ingredient in here, a little powdered sugar. Okay. So I'm letting it go slow at the moment because I don't want to build volume to it, and then we can probably turn it up higher, which I'm about to do. If anybody who has a KitchenAid knows how fast that they whip up.
So annoying.
What's it saying? No network?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. I see them having a little bit of problems. I don't know why. I don't know if it's on. But guys. And this is actually our powdered sugar. And remember, when you're baking, you want actually even. So we're going to just take the back of a knife and make sure. And I'm just going to let that slowly drizzle in. See all the flavoring now that we put into our whipped cream, because we don't want to take away from the star. You always have to think when you're making a dish or a dessert, what is the star? If you're making chicken parm, you don't want to take away from the chicken. You want that. So this is going pretty well. And while my whip is going, I'm going to turn it up now. I'm going to wear it though. If anybody has any questions or anything, you can apologize. I'm going to blame it on the heat. I doubt it, but I'm going to go ahead. Berries already, how they're breaking down, and see the juices in here already. And this juice is going to be really, really important for the actual tiramisu. So, and what I have, this is called a paring knife. So it fits in your hand, but it has just a very short tip on it to pair
Now it is.
Okay. So if you're not comfortable doing it in your hands like I am, I just do it like that over the bowl. If you're not comfortable, just take it, push down, and cut your berry from the point down like that. And then you'll have 4 pieces all done. You know, obviously if you try to do it like this, it's not gonna work. So you do it like that, flip it over, and cut these. So our tiramisu at the restaurant has really gotten a great reputation. We have people come in for it all the time, and there are times that I have to say I don't have time to make it. I do a lot of things in the restaurant, and sometimes the tiramisu is truly a labor of love because that one is big, very, very big. So I have to do a lot with that, a lot of whipping, a lot of lady fingers. So I'm turning this up because I want that to get thick. And everybody knows when you leave that unattended and you walk away, you can actually make butter. That would be a very sweet flavored butter, but when you whip something long enough, it turns to butter. I remember when I was in kindergarten, one of the projects that we did was we actually churned butter. They brought in a butter churner and there we went. And here I am years later and I never forgot it. Alrighty, so I'm almost done with the strawberries. I went strawberry picking this year too. This is a hard dessert for me to make because I want to eat all this fruit. I'm a fruit eater, which is actually good. Okay. Turn this up just a tad bit more, and as you can see now, it's getting thicker to the point where we can move it up. When it's very liquidy, it'll go everywhere. All right, I'm just going to clean up my mess a little bit here. And while that's whipping, I'm going to stir in my strawberries to the other berries. And look how nice and juicy they look already. So remember, we have that amaretto flavoring in there. And we just put a tiny quarter cup of sugar in here. And that's gonna bring out all of their flavors and nice and bright. If you wanted, you could put like a little squirt of lemon in there and that'll keep them fresh. So that's all done. You know what? I think I need to test one at least. So that I can use this with a bowl, just like that. Okay, so if you want to come here and look, this is how thick it's gotten already. And just in a matter of seconds, it's going to be done. You can tell the inside is very thick and just this outer rim is still a little bit lucid. I'm actually going to stop it now and I'm going to, there we go. It's ready. Okay, I'm going to take this beater off. So look how quick this dessert is. In the time it took us, yep, it's delicious. In the time it took us to whip this up, we have cut all our fruit and all we have to do is do one more thing and that's assemble it. So we're going to bring this down here with our berries. And we have a pan here. This is like an 8 by 13, I guess, and it's a disposable pan. If you want to bring it, if you wanted to bring it to a barbecue with you or a picnic, this would be the greatest to take in this. You don't have to worry about washing anything. So also I want to let you guys know this is a dessert that has to sit for a little while. Right? Sometimes that's the biggest problem at the restaurant. I'll say, I made tiramisu today, and people are like, oh, I want a piece. Well, this is a lady finger, and this is hard. So this has to get soft, so it takes a while. So when you first make this, you can't cut it, and you can't enjoy it. So we always let our tiramisu sit at least one day, but I know if you let it sit for at least 5-6 hours, you'll be able to enjoy it. So my suggestion is to make it in the morning, and then you can have it for the evening. Okay, so this is how we're going to assemble this. We're going to put a layer. Now remember, this is flavored. It's got amaretto in it, and it's got the powdered sugar. I'm going to spread this in the bottom of the pan. And we'll put that in the corner. Put a little bit thicker. Okay. And now the next thing I want to do is I want to get layer these lady fingers. Now in a traditional tiramisu, you would take them now and put them down in espresso, and then you would layer them across. But we're just going to layer them with the fruit in between. So I'm going to put them. You have to figure out how this is going to work best. And after trying to figure it out, they work best going this way. So don't ask me why, is I like the sugar side up. So if you are an OCD person, this really isn't the dessert for you. And we're going to just go across. Now these are such a great little cookie, actually a biscotti. It's a form of biscotti in Italy. People have them with their coffee for breakfast. They have them, you know, all the time in the afternoon. They dip in espresso. It's great for dipping coffee. How many do you fit in there? All right, we'll stick one more. They're going to get soft, so you don't have to worry. And we want to fill in the bottom here also, so you just break it in half and kind of fill it in. And this is what we always have to do too, because they don't make these pans exactly like they're supposed to. It's like a lasagna, you know, you just fill it in with the pasta sheets where you fill this in with the lady fingers. And you can break them as small as you want to.
Nice.
Just fill them in, just like that. Now we're going to take the fruit again, and we're going to layer it all over this. So see, who said this isn't a healthy dessert? I've also made a limoncello tiramisu and just raspberry. On Valentine's Day one time, we sold a raspberry tiramisu. We dipped ladyfingers in amaretto. And okay, so you have all this layered nice and evenly. And we're going to, it's just like a lasagna. You're probably saying, wow, that's a lot of cream. Sure is. And it's good. And you're just gonna spread this out over the berries. And guys, you never have to turn your oven on. It's incredible. This is a great dessert. You never have to really get too many pans dirty. And we're going to have this available at the restaurant tonight as a special dessert. I mean, we have our regular one, but this is going to be like a special dessert tonight. If anybody wants to come in and just have a cappuccino and a dessert, a tiramisu, okay? And we're going to go back and we're going to do it again. Now, if in case you didn't know, this is the package that the ladyfingers come in. They come in 24 in a pack, and I get them from an Italian vendor, but because they're a little bit difficult to find in the stores. I know maybe like Publix has them, maybe like a higher end store. I'm not really sure. I know they're difficult to find. So if anybody really wants to make it and you're having a hard time finding them, just let me know. We have them here at the restaurant. We'll be happy to help you out. I wouldn't always want everybody to, you know, be able to. Now, how come this one fit better?
I know, right?
Who knows? They're never the same. No two tiramisus are ever the same. And that's too small, so we'll save that for coffee. And there we go. We're not done. You're probably like, wow, this is overflowing. It is. We're going backwards now because we want to end up with the fruit on the top. And all this whipped cream that's going on here, as this tiramisu sits, it will soften up the cookies so that you can just cut through this with a knife or even just a spoon. It's almost like an American trifle. We can call it like a, you know, like a fruit trifle, where sometimes we put graham crackers in it or a cookie or a sponge cake. This one is the ladyfingers. Okay, and then we're going to finish it off with the fruit. And now the fruit has all that juice in it, so it's just going to go down into the layers and soften them up and make them taste delicious. And there you have a beautiful red, white, and blue tiramisu. Look at that. Perfecto. So you would want to cover this, you know, with plastic wrap and put it into your refrigerator. Let it sit for a few hours. And think about it, guys. If you walk into a barbecue with this pan, people are going to go, holy cow. This looks amazing. And then when they bite into it with all that amaretto and stuff, it's even better. So I'm going to show you the finished product because I made one yesterday. And I want to show you how easy that is going to cut. So see, I just put the paper over top. Now I'm just going to sprinkle a little powdered sugar. Who wouldn't want to eat that, right? And I'm going to get Abby and I a plate. Guys, I want to see your pictures of when you make this because it's going to be delicious. We had a friend of ours last week. He made the pasta primavera and he made such a beautiful collage of it, Scott. It was incredible, even down to the Pinot Grigio. So I was so thrilled. I've gotten so many pictures of you guys making this thing. And I'll tell you, it was going to be a depressing week for me because I had to cancel my trip. But spending the afternoon with you guys and making a video just is so wonderful. All right, see how easy it cut? Like butter. You didn't hear any cookie crunch because I made this last night. I actually made it during work at the restaurant. So I'm going to, everyone knows first piece is always the hardest. But let's see if you can see those layers.
Yes.
See that? And that is a red, white, and blue tiramisu. So I always try to pair it with some type of wine or something for you guys to help out. This is actually a pink sangria. It's a rosé. I'm not, a big white and pink rosé drinker, but for the summertime, I've kind of been changing it up a little bit just with the things that I've been making. So what I did was I used the same exact berries that was in here, and I put them into the rosé with a little bit of seltzer, so that I have like a rosé spritzer, and just added a little bit of lime on there for some citrus zest. So this is going to be delicious with this. Did you want to try it?
Sure. I get the amaretto in it. I like it.
Me too. You know what? She's right. The whip that had the amaretto in it has soaked down into the cookies.
Yeah.
So it tastes like an amaretto cake now with all these berries and stuff. It is so good, guys.
I mean, with it being hot out, this is like the perfect type of dessert.
It's cool. And it's light. I guarantee you make this, everybody's going to love it. And you might say, well, I want to make it for tomorrow and I don't have the lady fingers. Whatever, guys, if you go to a store and you have to use with the vanilla wafers or even a graham cracker, anything like that. I mean, but if you really want to do it right, get the lady fingers, contact us. If you can't, we'll help you out. I can't stop eating it.
I know.
It's so good. And this berry reminds me of my Nana. We used to pick them in her backyard all the time. So, thank you for joining us today again. I'm sorry for the cutting in and out. If you missed anything and you want the recipe, please let me know. I will post it on my Facebook. And I hope everybody has a great weekend, safe weekend, and enjoy the 4th of July with your family and those that you love. Ciao.